The reading for this week provided a lot of statistics that were shocking to me as somebody who has very little knowledge of the breadth and the practical operations of nonprofits. So one thing that I was really surprised to learn was that only 3.8% of funding for nonprofits actually come from foundations, and that 31.8% of their funding was from government contracting and grants. I definitely, prior to this reading, fell into the similar line of thinking as maybe the rest of the general public, where I thought that nonprofits were largely funded by private donors, donations, funding from those foundations, things like that. So this information really highlighted that point that the reading was trying to drive home of the need for governments to continue funding nonprofits, because if government funding for nonprofits is cut and then government programs that serve the similar constituencies are also cut, the communities serviced by both of these institutions will suffer. Throughout my college career, I have not actually been able to volunteer work with a nonprofit. I, going forward, would like to work with an LGBTQIA rights advocacy and resources nonprofit like the Grand Rapids Pride Center downtown. The Pride Center provides the community with different support groups, programs, relevant resources. It's a really, really great resource and a place that I am looking forward to being able to volunteer with sometime this summer. They also have opportunities to volunteer at their annual Pride Festival, which is in June, and then also just at their center in general, helping run the programs, organize donations, work on outreach, things like that. So I'm looking forward to getting plugged in there if I can. I'm especially interested because their mission aligns a lot with my personal values, just in regards to advocacy and resource provision for LGBTQIA individuals in the local community. Following graduation, I do definitely see myself working in or with the nonprofit sector in some capacity, whether this is going to be through partnerships with local government or serving as a staff member at a nonprofit. I am really hoping to get connected to the network that I know exists in Grand Rapids. I'm very passionate about minority rights and social justice and advocacy in particular, so I'm really drawn to working with nonprofits that align with that goal. Any nonprofit that has a really clear actual dedication to their mission too, that's definitely necessary. I'm not a big fan of performative action and words without activity. That's just a sign that a nonprofit isn't actually interested in accomplishing anything. And I know that that's hard with funding and lack of staff and a lot of the other problems that nonprofits are facing, but if a nonprofit doesn't seem to have a track record of actually doing something, then that's not really an institution that I'd be interested in working for.